May I remind you that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome to QuantBox Daily, the London Brief. Today is December the 7th. Hello, my babies. Welcome to another video. All right, so today we'll go through the normal process of checking the dollar pairs and yen pairs, but then I want to discuss a change I'm going to be bringing into place tomorrow, a slight change to the format for these videos, which I think you're going to like. But for the moment, let's just go through our normal pairs. So euro dollar coming through neutral. Okay, we've got upcoming news in the Eurozone, some low and medium impact news. We've got some high and low impact news out of the Eurozone today. Some low and medium and high tier news. So as per usual, quite a full data slate from a European perspective. And later on, from the States, all low-tier news. Some medium-tier news, some speeches going on today. Keep an eye on that. And then some oil stuff coming out later from the States. So, again, that might affect CAD. All right, cool. Some low and medium-tier news. Okay, great. So, some European news this morning, coming out of the Eurozone and various countries. So once again, coming through neutral, score summary, you can see here COT data coming out at 0, retail sentiment coming out at 0. It's because it's very balanced, a mixture of green and red. So going to the technicals, we can see here that if we pay attention to what's going on technically on the euro dollar, what have we got? So yesterday, price came up, closed to this resistance. Okay, this happened again at New York. Price has now come down. So price breaking that support becoming resistance. But one thing I'm paying attention to is this is not a trough. What is a trough? Well, a trough is a point where you've formed a higher low or a lower low, and then prices come up, right? So we can see here that would be a peak, and that would be a trough. That's a peak. And what's forming currently is a trough. So price, yes, coming off roll reversal, but pay attention to the fact that this is price within a greater move. So this point in time over here, price becoming bearish, but is the market still bullish? So euro dollar, have we formed a lower high? Now, one might say this over here is a lower high. Well, if this goes on to form a lower low and that then forms a lower high, we can then say, oh, this is bearish. At present, because of the fact that price is coming down and closing at the support over here, looking sideways, but is the buyer still bullish? Now, what I'm paying attention to is the fact that price has not come back down and touched the support over here. Price hanging about up here. We haven't broken support. Support hasn't become resistance in the daily time frame. And we haven't made a lower high in the daily time frame. So still bullish, but finding support is tough. We've broken the 21 EMA. Yesterday, we spoke about price coming off the 21 and trading that on the M15 time frame over here by looking for a higher high, higher low, which you never got yesterday. So because you never got that yesterday, you should never have bought euro dollar. So you should be totally happy with the fact that you didn't lose any money on euro dollar, okay? In terms of where we are today, we look at the 4-hour candle, you can see price is not closed at any kind of support. So if you're looking at, well, I suppose you could look left-hand side and say, what about this over here? Okay, price did close over there at that support over there. Okay, so if you are paying attention to that, then what you do, go to H1 time frame. At the market open for London, what you're looking for is you're looking for price to be bullish, right? So what does bullish price look like? Well, if price breaks resistance and resistance becomes support, that's bullish. Alternatively, if you don't like this time frame on the M15 time frame, you could be waiting for price to break resistance, come down, close at support, and then that's either indication of buy or price breaks resistance, comes down, closes at support, one of these support levels over here, where that purple line is. Price then makes a higher high, pulls back down for a higher low, and you're buying the higher low once the 21 is above the 55, okay? Simple as. The exact same thing you did yesterday, okay? Right, so if that's your plan, you know what you're waiting for, you know what you're doing. If it doesn't happen at London, you could be looking for that at New York, okay? And if those things don't happen, if you don't get that higher high, higher low, price breaks resistance, resistance becomes support. You haven't got that going on, you have no reason to be buying euro dollar, okay? Which means this support over here is not in effect and price is going lower. However, I would pay attention to euro dollar, okay? keep an eye on euro dollar. In terms of pound dollar, okay, so we've got price coming down to the support over here. Okay, 4 o'clock candle. Same exact plan as euro dollar. What you're going to do is you're looking for price to break resistance. You can see that price is currently breaking resistance on the left-hand side over here. Okay, let's take a look and see if this candle came down and closed at any kind of support. Looking left-hand side, we can see we got the support over here. Okay, fantastic. So we've got a bit of support on the left-hand side over there. All right, so prices come down close to support. If this is bullish, we should see bullishness on a lower time frame chart. M15, okay, cool. So price came down off the 21, came up, pulled back to the 21, failed to make a lower low, is now breaking through resistance. Okay, so you're looking at this resistance left-hand side. It could be, and it could be here, it could be there, it could be there, could be there, it could be various areas. If price comes back down and tests that support, that's step number one. What you're then waiting for is price to come up, make the higher high, and pull back down for the higher low, close at a roll reversal with the 21 above the 55. And that's your signal to buy the pound dollar. Okay, that's how you would trade the support over here. Okay, beautiful. So there's two opportunities today, euro dollar, pound dollar, but they do require setups on lower time frame charts. All right. Let's just take a look at pound dollar on QuantBox. So pound dollar today coming through as neutral. Okay. And you can see there's a little bit of London news coming out today. We've got a speech and a mortgage rate. Okay. Pay attention to the speech. It's always good to pay attention to what people are saying in their speeches and see how it ties in with their rhetoric for the interest rate decisions. USDCAD. Okay. We are currently in a USDCAD trade. We're currently buying USDCAD. That might be something that ends soon. We don't know. We'll have to have a look and see. Strong buy coming through on QuantBox. Okay. We were reading this trade 2 days ago. So looking at, do we have any CAD news coming out today? No, we don't. But we do have oil news coming out that does affect the CAD. Pay attention to that. Taking a look at USD CAD, we can see here, price has not broken support and support has not become resistance yet. Okay, looking left, have these candles closed at any kind of support? Like, have we broken support? Has support become resistance? Have we got that in play? Looking left, we can see the purple line. Not really. I mean, you kind of got this support over here, which is kind of tying into that, but the red, as far as the red candle is concerned, I don't see anything that really stands out. Okay. But what I do know is it's slightly below that. It's kind of like in line with that. But what I do know is that we have not broken support and the support has not become resistance. Okay, that has not happened. So looking at this, if you look at the H1 time frame, you'll notice we haven't broken support. Support hasn't become resistance. So we haven't had much move since yesterday. This is Asia last night coming down. The 21 is being support. Now, what's interesting is we hit the 21, we went up. We hit the 21, we went up. We haven't made higher highs compared to that. So you certainly are watching this right now. The reason is because we haven't had a higher low after this move up. Okay. If things go up without making higher lows, that's not an indication of trending. It's an indication of ranging. Watch out for price closing at resistance left-hand side. Looking at the M15 charts, we can see here that in order for this to become bearish, all we have to do is just make a lower low, make a lower high, and that's your indication to get out. Until you get that, you don't take the trade. So today is a very, very nice day, because if we don't get the dollar bearishness we're looking for, our USD CAD continues going up. That's generally the idea, right? Of course, you're going to have CAD, you've got CAD as well. There's oil and stuff later, but ideally, if this continues going up, then we could say it's potentially dollar strength and CAD weakness, right? Cool. If we do get dollar weakness, we want to get out of this trade if we get the setup correct, if we get the lower low, lower high, and maybe that's an indication that our euro dollar and pound dollar are going up. So as we get out of the USD CAD trade, we can get into a pound dollar or euro dollar trade. But remember, my friends, you must verify everything. Okay, verify everything. Could be an exciting day, might also just be a dud. So you got to verify everything, right? All right, so Aussie dollar USD. coming through neutral. Okay, let's take a look at technicals. Yeah, pretty neutral. Yesterday we spoke about price coming back down to the support over here. It kind of did, but it broke down a bit low. But notice what's happened. As price has broken this support, price has now broken that resistance. And what's happened is, as we've broken that resistance, well, actually, you can see here, we broke that resistance, we broke that support. Now we're breaking that resistance again. Okay. Unlike our pound dollar and euro dollar counterparts, we don't have price coming down and closing at any kind of support. Okay, so that's a bit tricky. Looking a bit more looking a bit more like a consolidation than the other two. Okay, so I'm going to leave this one alone because right now nothing is saying anything to me. Okay, looking at the Kiwi dollar, we'll take a look at this and we can see that we're coming through as a buy on QuantBox. Okay, cool. Let's take a look at Kiwi dollar. All right, well, look at that beautiful consolidation M15 chart. I mean, let's look at the high time frame first, though. Beautiful consolidation. Okay, great. Well, this is easy to trade, my friends. You know exactly what to do here. Right now, we're not sitting at any kind of support. Okay, if anything, we have resistance over here. Let's see if anything's contained in the price inside this range. You can see there we've got this the bottom of this wick currently holding price inside there. So if anything, price broke support, support became resistance. Be careful of buying this. If you were a bull and you were insisting on buying this, well, you know exactly what you need to do. You simply have to wait for a higher high, wait for a pullback down, make a higher low, and off you go. Doing such things is a lot easier if you have support in the 4-hour time frame, though. Okay. And I'm referring to, like, you know, price action support, moving average. The problem with the moving average is we're below the 21, then are flat, and we bounce between support and resistance. Okay. Be wary of that. I wouldn't use 21.55 right now because they're flat. Okay. But I'm aware of the fact we have got this resistance over here holding price down. And I don't have support holding price up, except for this pivot point. But I rely a lot more on the price action side of things. Okay. So we'll have to see what happens with this today. Wouldn't mind a bit more dollar strength so we can get that USD CAD a bit higher, right? Dollar strength, CAD weakness. That'd be nice. All right. So here we go. Aussie yen coming through neutral. Just, you know, picking up on some Australian data later. There's a speech later on, much later in the Australian session. Keep an eye on that. All right, so let's look at Aussie yen. Pretty neutral. Okay, we've got nothing closing at anything, just sort of floating around. We're going to leave that alone. Our technicals match our fundamentals. CAD yen coming through as neutral. You can see there. So yesterday I quoted that the day before yen was the weakest and CAD was the strongest, but that wasn't the case at all, was it? It was actually CAD being the weakest, and yen being weak. But you can see here, so yen weak, CAD weak. Okay, resulting in sideways. Okay. Ultimately, no trade here. We haven't got price coming off a roll reversal. We haven't got any kind of structure going on. We got price coming off 21, not making lower lows, not making lower lows. So I'm going to leave this alone. Looking at the euro yen. Euro yen coming through the buy. Let's take a look. Sitting in a consolidation over here, and I'm not seeing any great opportunities. We've come up into resistance on the left-hand side over here, but I don't see any cause for selling, not fundamentally, not technically. You can see we're actually up, we're above. Even an M15 time frame, we're above. So I'm going to just leave this one alone. Pound yen. Neutral. Let's take a look at pound yen. Sideways. Yep. Cool. Fundamentals meet technicals. And then Kiwi yen, a buy. Let's take a look. Okay, well, you can see it's currently going up, but I don't have price closing at support for London, so not much I can do there. H1 price isn't at support right now. M15 price isn't at support right now. Again, I prefer set up on the H4 time frame to take this up. Okay, cool. So that's your brief. What you're looking at today is you're looking at euro dollar, you're looking at pound dollar, and you're looking at USD CAD, right? So euro dollar, because of where price is right now, because of the 4 o'clock candle closing at that support, you're looking for confirmed bullishness on a higher time frame. Okay, price breaks this resistance, it becomes support. That could be a New York thing, or you could just be looking at the M15 time frame and saying, you know, price breaks resistance, becomes support, price makes a higher high, higher low. One of those two scenarios, okay? Just make sure that if price breaks these resistances left-hand side, that it has tested that. It's going to look like an inverse head and shoulder, but it's not an inverse head and shoulder because we haven't had a bearish trend, but that's what the pattern will look like. It'll look like price breaking support, support becoming resistance, which if indeed is the case, should then form a higher high and form a higher low. You can choose to get in on either one. I prefer the higher high, higher low, because you then got confirmation that this is in play and the price has gone up and come down. That's a great situation. If you get that, then you want to take that and you'll then be trading price closing at support over here. If, and you can see the 55 is also in play. If pound dollar is more your flavor, then on pound dollar, you're doing the exact same thing. On an M15 time frame, you're looking for price to come back down and test this support. Then price come up, make a higher high, price make a higher low. If pound dollar and euro dollar going up, you're going to be paying attention to USD CAD, because what's going on, that's most likely a dollar thing. If pound dollar and euro dollar are both going up, and so your USD CAD is in danger, and so then you should be seeing lower lows and lower highs in the M15 chart for USD CAD. Okay. Note though that the difference between USD CAD and the other pairs is we don't have price closing at resistance. Okay. What I would love on USD CAD is if we could just get a bit higher, just get to a profit taking zone, right? But I'm paying very careful attention to this because I want to make sure that if the moment this becomes bearish, I get out. And then hopefully into a euro dollar or pound dollar trade. Now, in terms of the change for tomorrow, what's going to happen is instead of me going through the dollar pairs and the yen pairs one by one, QuantBox technical, I'm going to prepare before I come into the session and find the specific trades that are where there are opportunities for the London session. Or where something's setting up for the London session, but it could be New York, like one of those situations, right? So instead of going through every single pair, and this video being a 30-minute video, I'll go through the specific pairs, where there are opportunities, what you need to do to verify that, discuss the fundamentals on QuantBox, and then bring the video down to like 10 or 15 minutes, which is pretty much what people want, right? You want a 10 or 15-minute video. 30 minutes is quite long for YouTube. So I will do that from tomorrow. Okay, so like for example, today I would have left out the yen pairs, I would have left out Aussie yen or Aussie dollar, I would have left out a couple of pairs that were unnecessary. I would have spoken about USD CAD, pound dollar, euro dollar, and maybe some of the crosses. Okay, that's from tomorrow. For today, you know what you're focusing on, you know what your brief is. If I need to update at New York, I will. Otherwise, have an amazing day. I look forward to seeing you fine human beings tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. Stay patient, stay disciplined, stay liquid. Bye.